Welcome to Fast Tip Friday. This is Amy Bowser-Rollins with Litigation Support Guru. In today's tip, I want to show you how to edit the way that redactions look in Adobe after you've already applied them. So, for instance, by default, Adobe Acrobat will add big, bold, red lines around each redaction. And then when you're setting up the redactions, you can set it up however you like. So when I mouse over it, you'll see that I have a gray background with black text. And everybody in the industry has their own preferences. So some people like a white background with no text. Some people like a white background with black text. Some people like black background with white text. So if somebody applies the redactions and then somebody else comes along behind them and says that's not how we want them to look, you can bulk edit. You don't have to edit them one at a time. You can bulk edit them. The same thing, the same steps apply for being able to change how the look and feel of these redactions are in the document before they're finalized. So if you don't like these big red boxes, you can do it slightly differently. So I'm going to show you that as well. Okay, so we're going to go to the comment pane, P-A-N-E. And when you pull up the comment pane, it'll, redactions are actually, quote, annotations in Adobe Acrobat. So this is where the annotations are listed, and it refers to them, it puts them in this comment section, which could either be a sticky note or a redaction. So for instance, right here, you can filter what type of comments. So if you had other types of comments in your PDF document and you wanted to focus just on the redactions, you could choose type and then redact, and then it would filter just the redactions in front of you. The other thing is with this pane, sometimes depending on how many words were redacted or how many words are in the comments, this gets a little restrictive. So one thing you can do is click on Options, and you can undock this pane so that it ends up being a separate window that you can size however you want. You can make it wider, and it's easier to work with it like this. Okay, so we're going to change the properties in bulk. So we're going to select the first one. And then if you only have a few like this, it's easy to select them all. But if you had a big long list of redactions across, a 100-page document, what you can do is in Windows, you can type Control-A, which is select all. And that way you've selected all of them. And then we're going to right-click and choose Properties. So this is the same dialog box you got at the beginning when you designed your redactions. And now you can go in and change. So if you want the background to not be gray with black text, which is what this says, or if you want the text to be different across all of the redactions, you can do that. So just for these purposes, I'll change the fill color to black and the font color to white, and then you'll be able to see what that looks like. And then down here, I want to take off the outline color, so I'm going to choose no color. And then in the fill color, I'm going to just change it to a different color. So you can change it to whatever color makes sense to you. I'm just going to pick a color for now. Choose red. And then you can change the translucency, so the opacity. So you can maybe make it 40 to 50%. You can change the numbers over here if you want. And then that way it just sort of highlights it on the document. So I'm going to click OK. So now it's easier to, the big red boxes are gone. See how I changed it to black with white text. And I'm going to close this and turn off commenting. And then when I click back in the document, this is what it would look like for the attorneys as they're going through and deciding, finalizing what should be redacted. So this is maybe a little bit easier to deal with than the big red boxes. It sort of makes it more prominent on the page. And you could do this, make it yellow or whatever makes sense for you. And then they would be able to still mouse over and see how the redactions are going to look once they're finalized. So I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to change the look and feel of how the redactions look one by one if someone changes their mind. And the other thing is, once you choose how you want everything to look, you can right click on one of them that looks the way you want, and you can choose Make Current Properties Default, and that way when you start adding more, it'll all look the same. Okay? I hope you can put this to good use.